All right, so I know I have not made a review of this my set of French cuffs. Now, most people will be waiting for this review because I wanted to use it first or use it before reviewing or telling you if it's effective or if it is not. So, having used this for like barely a month, so I'm here to give my honest and first-hand review on this. But this does not really, change your perception if you have a feeling of otherwise. But if you want the honest truth, this video will be for you. So while we're also reviewing this tool, I'm going to use as well to draft an outfit. So I have laid 5 fabrics here and we are going to cut it together. So these fabrics are owned by one client. So I want to cut the front panels, back panels before I start doing the styling. So if this sounds like what you want to learn, kindly stick around, watch till the very end, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So before we start, now this tool, I bought it from online. It's called Tailor's Master Rule, right? It's 8 pieces in number, but some can come in 7, some can come in 8. But mine is 7 pieces, but they wrote 8 on the board, on the carton, which I did a review initially, or I did unbox rather initially. I will say tag it somewhere around this video. So having used this made ruler for like a month, so I'm here to tell you the uses of each and every one of it. The ones that are pertaining to our senator outfit. So here, right, this is design curve FCS2. Now this is kind of a square rule which you use in getting a straight baseline and straight lines. How does this apply? For example, if you want to mark out a baseline from your outfit, so my outfit is starting from here because of the fabric under is short. So now when you want to mark a straight baseline, you will place it in a way that this edge will lap with the fabric folded area. It will lap. So once this edge is lapping, automatically you are getting a straight line at this point. But if we had used a regular straight ruler like the one we use, there is a big tendency that this line could be slanted, beveled, or tilted in this way, because this ruler lacks this other corresponding rule that will checkmate it from the side as well. So this will go a long way, helping you lap this edge at this point, and then you draw your line automatically. So this is how this one works. Even if you want to draw it across the chest, it's still the same thing. It laps this way as well. You draw across because you don't need to tilt your ruler, your line, or anywhere. This will be showing you that the line is not straight when it's bent this way, right? But if you use your normal ruler, you will not be able to dictate when your lines are bent. So this is very essential and important. So out of necessity of owning this, I will rate this to be 100%. You must own this. Even if you don't buy the whole pack, get something of this nature that will be a guidance or a guideline to draw your lines to be straight, because straight lines are the foundation of your outfit. So that's for the review of this. Now, while we are doing the review, I'm also going to be marking my outfit, right? So after the baseline has been marked out, then normally we mark 4 inches for my hemming allowance or folding allowance, so which cannot be used with any ruler to join because we have gotten a straight baseline. So this one will not take bearing from the straight baseline. Then I mark the line all through this way. You can still make use of your other ruler to do it as well. So the top length we have for this guy is a top length of 35. So you place the top length of 35, you mark this way, a length of 35, you mark this way as well. Then after that, you can still bring this rule as well, place it to lap at the fabric unfold this area while you trace the straight line. So once you have gotten the straight line, then you mark so that all your lines should be as straight as possible. After this, the next you will get is your armhole. Now your armhole, there are 2 ways to get armhole. You can get armholes from the chest over 4, from the shoulder measurement over 2, or from the bicep measurement over 2 as well. So in this case, this guy's chest is 46 for the rib chest, and his stomach is 48. So such cases, we are going to use the chest of 46 to get his armhole. Now, because of his nature, I will have to really do manipulation very well on the armhole. So the chest is 46, which is 11.5, minus 1 is 10.5, right? Now, but the round sleeve over 2 is the round sleeve is 18, that's 9. So the round sleeve is giving me 9, while the 12 over 4 is giving me 10.5. Shoulder as well is 18, that's 9 as well. So what I will do, I will strike a balance from 9 and 9 and 10 and a half. I will use 10 inches or 9 3/4. Like I will come up a bit so that it won't be too tight nor too deep. So let's use 10 for his armhole. So these are the things that you will be doing. Like you cross-check your measurements very well using 2 formulas and now know the best answer to use. In some cases, these measurements corresponds, but where your client has a bigger measurement or a bigger body stature, it will alter those formulas, right? So that's the sense of this tutorial. So you also make use of this as well. Place it properly this way, and then you connect in this form as well. So now after this, the next you will get now is your chest by 4, which is a 46, 10, 11.5, it's 46 this way, and then 1.5 inch extra allowance, right? Don't bother, I will tell you where the 48 will be considered. Now remember that, or bear in mind that in folding of this fabric, I use the stomach to fold. That's 48, which is 12, right? I use 12 to fold plus extra 2 inches. That is how I got my folding, right? So that once the stomach is covered, the chest must fall in line. Then after this, the next you will do is your shoulder measurement. Shoulder is 18, divided by 2 is 9, then plus half to join the sleeve, that's 9.5. You tilt your ruler or your tape rather in this form. You're tilting, your bending down is 2.5 inch range. So you come down in this way, and then on that point, you mark 2.5 for the shoulder slope or shoulder slant. Then you continue with this one, just like this. You continue with that one, just like that. And then after this, the next you will do now is to bring out your armhole curve, and your neckline curve. These two is the next two where you're going to use. They still have a rule. They still have a ruler, which I will still explain to you on that tooth as well. So now, once you have gotten to this point, you can still make use of this. This has a straight line, a straight part where it can be used as a ruler. And this area is the jacket curve for the lapel. If you're doing blazers or suits, this is the area you use for the lapel curve, right? So here you can use this, okay, or you can still use this as well, or your regular straight ruler to connect. But I prefer using this. Then you make sure you get your neck width. So the neck value we have is 18. Remember that the formula we have been using for our neck is neck over 6 minus 0.3. Mark the answer for the width. Add half to that to get your depth. So neck is 18 by 6 is 3. Minus 0.3 is 2.7. That's 2 3/4, right? So you mark 2 3/4 here. Add half to this. That's 3.2. So you mark 3.2 this way. Then for a perfect result, use this, placing it in a way that it corresponds from here. It goes all the way down and goes all the way down as well. So this is what it looks like. So this is how it should look like, right? So you have a perfect right angle triangle this way. You see, right? So everything is in line. No line is shifted or bent. While you now use this or the other one as well, connecting your shoulder region, your shoulder slant with the shoulder measurement to the neck edge, it comes in this form as well. So it comes in this form as well. This is how the connection should be looking like. Then this as well is for the neck curve, and also can be used as well for armhole, depending on this pattern or size that you are making or you are creating. So this one, they wrote it front and back, which can be seen clearly here, front and back, right? So this can be used for the front neck and also the back neck. So here, how do you do that? Place it at this edge, lapping the side of this curve with the side of the neck, and then the depth with the depth of the neck. They make a curve that connects all through this way. This is what we see or we will have. You see how simple than using your freehand sketch to do this. Initially, honestly, I love freehand sketches. I love freehand pattern making or freehand drafting. But with the help of these tools, I am now loving pattern making, because pattern making helps you to, avoid some mistakes, because you are going to draft everything on the fabric, some cases on the pieces of paper, on the pattern paper, then transfer to fabric. So here, about male clothes, we use the men fabric to draft. You see everything properly drawn out or mapped out. Then you are going to connect this line to come down to the armhole line. It won't be a straight line. It will be half-inch slanted inwards. So having done that, or if you have done that, you take your armhole curve. It was written here. It's written here, armhole curve, right? As you can see clearly, armhole curve. So once you have gotten the armhole curve, you are going to place this at this point where it encroaches the armhole by half an inch in and goes back to this other area as well. So this can be used for either armhole curves or neckline curve. When you have a bigger value, a bigger client, you can use this and still connect. It still gives you the same connection if you are marking for armhole as well. But how you place it is of great essence. Please note, how you place this is of great essence. You should know how to place all of these things. So I will recommend you use this for your armholes, for your neckline rather, for your neckline, because it was written neckline curve. This is written armhole curve. So this works more for your neck than this works for your neck. But if you're making for bigger sizes, you can use this armhole for bigger neck values, right? So as you can see, the number one row for this is armhole, while number two is neckline. Means that this armhole is better off with this than neck, while this one is written neckline curve, armhole curve, or sleeve curve. So the first rule of this is your neckline curve. Second row is armhole, and then sleeve curve as well. So that's for that. Then you place it half an inch going this way, and then you connect from here all through to this point. So this is how the curve should come, half an inch inwards. Depends on how you make your armhole line. So this is how I do mine. You see how the connection is flushing properly. So this flush here properly, right? And after which you now extend this line. Now, because of the fact that we are doing our slit opening. So now, because of the fact that we are having a chest, a stomach of 48, 2 inches bigger than the chest. So what then do we need to do? When you have gotten the point where your slit opening will be, that is here, right? Then at this point is where you apply 48, that's 12 inches for your the stomach plus extra 1.5. Do you get? So this is where you apply your extra measurements here. Then you connect this straight up with this. It goes all through in this form. So invariably, this line that is going down now will not be an A-line shape form. It will no longer be straight, because this person has a stomach of 48. So you see confirm if the inside is covered. So here you see 48 inches, the middle, and 1.5 is still available for the inseam allowance. So this is basically all you need to know about this set of rule. So going further to explain, because I might not have time again to explain the other set of rule, let me finish the other ones I did not explain. So this is for jacket curve. As you can see, it was written jacket curve, right? Jacket curve this way. Then the suit is being drawn on it. This indicates that the curves on the suits can be achieved with this edge. The lapel region can be achieved with this edge. So it's written shoulder curve as well. You know, suits doesn't have a straight line at the shoulder. The lines are a bit curvy. So you can use this as well to do your suit edge line that are curvy naturally, right? Then this is also written trouser curves, maybe the inner leg of trouser, the inseam area as well. This can also work for you. Then for your low jacket's back curve, that's for the back of the jacket that used to, curve in. You can use this as well to drop it in and then fine tune it at the back. For those that do jackets and blazers, you understand better what I'm saying. So, and then hip curves as well. So this works for 4 different areas: shoulder, trouser curve, right? Low jacket curve and hip curve. And here it has the measurements that they wrote, measurement groups, XL, that's extra small, small, medium, large, XL, and triple XL, double XL, right? These are the measurement ranges you have for that. So this is basically all these can be used as well, right? So, this is how this one is being used. Then this other one is written trouser curve. Trouser curves, top sleeve curve, low sleeve curve, and hip curve. So this is basically used mainly at the back crotch of your trouser. You use this as well to connect the back crotch of your trouser, because I've used this on trouser, and which if you have watched my recent videos I made lately on trouser drafting, you must have seen me using this to go about it. Then after this, the next thing we are going to have here is we are going to use this for the top sleeve curve. If you are making suit pattern, you can use this for your sleeve, everything. Basically, this is how it's being used, right? So, when you buy it, you understand better whatever is being used for. So this is used for your hip curve. It's written hip curve, natural waist, meaning regular sizes, right? Hip curve. It can also be used in doing skirts, skirt base curve. If you have a skirt you want to curve, you can use to, base it at the baseline. So this is kind of a unisex pattern making tool that you can use in your working environment. So it measures the hip height, waistline bend, hip curve as well. So this is also can be used for your crotch region. Like if you are doing trouser, you can use for your crotch points as well. So while this here is also for the hip curve, but for a slimmer size or for a thin waist, right? It's written thin waist already, as you can see naturally here, thin waist hip curve. So it's the same thing but smaller size. So this is basically all we can use this to do. So when you get them, you will not improvise, you play around with it. By using them, you will discover more uses or more advantage of having these tools. So like I said, I bought from Tailor's Fix on Instagram, so you can do well as well to patronize him. I bought this for 35,000 naira, but I learned that it is being sold some other places at a cheaper rate, maybe online or some other places. You can make well to make a research. Anyone you find comfortable enough, do well to patronize. But I bought mine from Tailor's Fix on Instagram. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.